What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Pign G730 irons versus the Pign G430s. And in this video we're going to look at our first impressions of each iron, their key features and selling points, lofts and specs, and which one we recommend buying and for who. And as always, thanks for watching the channel, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. So ball speed was the order of the day when Pign released the G430s, as they strengthened the lofts from the G425s and introduced the Pure Flex cavity badge, which also improves the sound and feel of the clubs. The G430s have a thin top line and chunky soles, which ensure the clubs look good at address but deliver on the distance and forgiveness aspects, while still being workable, having a high ball flight and a lot of stopping power on the greens. Pign have achieved this by lowering the centre of gravity, which reduced the spin and added 2 miles per hour of ball speed to add up to 7 yards more distance than the G430s. So the G730s are an upgrade from the G710s for the 2024 season, and these are a super game improvement iron aimed at delivering maximum distance and maximum forgiveness while maintaining high ball flight to get some stopping power on the greens. They're a powerful sounding and loud, deep cavity back with a low centre of gravity and a thin, heat-treated face. These clubs almost hit themselves, so they're kind of like a hybrid iron set. Long, straight and forgiving, but not so workable. Key features of the G430, and we've got the Pure Flex cavity badge in the back of the club, which adds more flex on impact, and it also improves the sound and feel of the clubs. We've got the tungsten weighting that Pign are known for, with the visible screw low in the toe, and also we've got a more pronounced additional weighting added to the heel of the club, and that stretches the sweet spot along the blade, and it also adds extra forgiveness. So we've also got a thinner face, so it's a 17.4 miraging steel face that they've managed to get a good bit thinner than the G425s, resulting in an extra 2 miles per hour of additional ball speed. And we did see the G430s going a little bit further than the G425s. Now that could be down in part to the stronger lofts of the clubs and the improved lie angles, while they've also managed to lower the centre of gravity. So that means more distance while maintaining a high ball flight, good spin rates and good stopping power on the greens. We've also got more offset than we had with the G425s, and if you were slicing the ball a little bit with the G425s, you should get a straighter ball flight with the G430s. These ones come in at about $1,200 for the full set, which is expensive, but they are good quality clubs, and we're giving them an overall score of 96 out of 100. Key features of the G730s, and these are obviously very similar clubs as they're made by the same manufacturer, but the G730s are super game improvement irons. So they've got bigger, larger heads, and that should result in maximum distance and maximum forgiveness, with the trade-offs being lower spin rates and less workability, less stopping power on the greens. They've got a heat-treated Hyper 17.4 stainless steel face, which they've managed to get even thinner again from the G430s, which should result in longer ball flights and better energy transfer. We've got the tungsten weighting again with the visible screw lower at this time in the toe of the club, and we've got more tungsten weighting in the heel, which should result in stretching the sweet spot along the blade, and it also lowers the centre of gravity for a higher ball flight. Not as high as the G430s, but you should still be able to stop the ball on the greens, especially with the scoring irons and the wedges. These ones have got a powerful sound which is quite loud, due in part to the Pure Flex cavity badge in the back, which the G430s also had, but when you hit these clubs there is a loud and powerful sound at impact. So the blade of the club is wider, higher and more offset, super confidence inspiring. You know, we've got a thick top line and really chunky soles, almost like hybrids. You know, these clubs almost hit themselves. Very easy to hit straight, but just maybe not as accurate, workable, and you know, not as much stopping power with the G730s. These are for high handicap players. These also come in with a regular retail price of $1,200, and we're giving them a score of 94 out of 100. So looking at the lofts of the clubs, and we can see the G730 start from the 5 iron, and we've got stronger lofts throughout the set, which should result in lower ball flight and more distance, which is what we actually get when we tested out these clubs. So who should buy which one of these clubs? And the 730s and the 430s share a lot of similarities to the point where they're almost the same clubs. Cavity backs with the pure flex badge in the back and the heat treated thin face, and then the tungsten weighting in the heel and the toe. The difference obviously is that the G730s have a larger head size and stronger lofts, resulting in longer ball flights with less spin and less workability. The G430s offer a higher, yet slightly shorter ball flight with more spin and more stopping power in the greens, and the G730s are about 5 yards longer than the G430s, which is obviously partly down to the stronger lofts. The G430s will suit a high to mid-handicap player who wants to get better at the game, and the G430 set can bring them all the way up to a single-digit handicap. The G730s are more like mini hybrids, easy to hit long and straight, but not the most accurate and can run off the back of the green. These are for the proud high handicap player who loves to play the game but maybe can only get out once or twice per week and really struggles with their irons. They know that they're not going to be a low handicap player. The G730s will also suit senior players who want distance and forgiveness when fitted with a more flexible shaft. And the G430s are the iron that I'd recommend for 85% of golfers because they're more workable, nicer sound, and they'll go with you as you move into the lower handicap levels because of the stopping power on the greens. And as you improve in golf, you will be happy that you went with the G430s as opposed to the G730s. So that concludes our video for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.